What's up, YouTube? This your boy Bigboyfactsjonny. Tonight I'm gonna do my WWE Smackdown review on highlights. You guys do hit that like button so it helps the YouTube algorithm. Share the video and comment down below what you guys think of Smackdown. Let's get started. Now, Smackdown was a decent show, but three things I was going on Smackdown. In-ring segment. Edge cut a good segment right here. Edge says maybe this was invincible. Daniel Bryan weaseled his way into Edge's match at WrestleMania. Edge says he was intrigued by the idea of teaming with Bryan at Fastlane, but that wasn't good enough for Bryan. Edge realized that he just got played. Edge is mad at Bryan, but he gets it. Edge says after last week he looked in the mirror and finally saw the rated R superstar. Edge says Adam Pearce doesn't understand what he did, making the title match a triple threat match. Edge finally woke up. Edge is a man both Roman and Daniel Bryan's spare to be. Edge is a Hall of Fame legend. Edge is once again the rated R superstar. Edge enjoys beating both of them with chairs last week. Edge promised Reigns and Bryan. Next time he won't hesitate. That was a good segment by Edge. Backstage, Kayla asks Edge if he thinks Jey Uso is in a street fight with Bryan tonight just to take him out. Edge says he doesn't care. If Bryan gets hurt and can't compete at WrestleMania, Edge is perfectly okay with that. So we get in-ring segment, the Alpha Academy. Gable says he turned Otis into a wrecking ball. Gable says next week they are going to win the tag team champ titles for the Academy. The Street Profits and Mysterios versus Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, and the Alpha Academy. This tag team match is quick. It says the winner of the match, Dolph Ziggler, Robert Roode, and the Alpha Academy. Alright, let's move on. So we get backstage. Paul Heyman asks Pearce and Sonya Deville for a harmless agreement for the street fight tonight. Pearce is about to tell him no, but Deville says Heyman is 100% right. During an interview segment in the ring, Cesaro says he can fall at WrestleMania. Rollins says he Mr. WrestleMania. Actually, Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania. Cesaro says he's going to embarrass Rollins at WrestleMania. Rollins yells at Cesaro for provoking him. Rollins says he's going to end Cesaro's dream here and right now. Cesaro tells Rollins to take a swing. Rollins walks away. Now, I'm not going to sleep on Seth Rollins versus Cesaro's match. That match itself is going to be good, and I'm looking forward to that. Backstage, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Reginald run into Carmella. Jax says Carmella doesn't treat her guy right. So we get Shayna Baszler versus Natalya. This match is quick. Baszler, small package Natalya. Natalya reverses it and gets the 3 count. The winner of the match, Natalya. WWE has killed Shayna Baszler just like that. A huge Raw breaks out. The Riot Squad, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Lana, and Naomi all get involved. Natalya and Tamina stand tall at the end. Backstage, Sami Zayn away as Logan Paul arrives. Alright, so let's move on. So we get Sami Zayn's red carpet premiere. This was really good. This was good. So it says, Zayn says his film will prove that there is a conspiracy against him in his career. Zayn has the proof, and it will shock everyone. Zayn puts over his guest of honor, Logan Paul. Paul joins Zayn in the ring. Zayn commends Paul for standing with the oppressed Zayn. Paul thanks Zayn for inviting him. Paul is excited to be here and to see the film. Zayn invites Paul to be his guest at WrestleMania. Logan agrees. Zayn intros the trailer for his documentary. A series of insane clips featuring Zayn's heirs justice for Sami coming soon. Zayn asks Paul what he thought. Paul said it was a lot to take in. Paul says in the back, Kevin Owens approached him and told him that Zayn is seeing stuff that isn't there, and it's insane. Zayn goes nuts and says Paul is here for him, not Owens. Zayn says he knows what Owens thinks and he doesn't care. Zayn cares about what Paul thinks. Paul says Zayn clearly put some effort into it. Owens appears in the ring and drops Zayn with the stunner. Now Logan Paul was not that bad on the segment. This was barely entertaining, but this documentary, this red carpet premiere documentary show went on Peacock. That way everybody will watch. But this was very entertaining, and Logan Paul was not that bad. But anyway, backstage, Edge tells Pierce and DeVille that he's going to be at ringside for the main event tonight. Backstage, Belair says she was waiting to see the real Sasha Banks. That's the Banks she wants to face. At that point, there will be no excuses when she bears Banks. Belair owns Carmella one. This Reginald's business is originally Carmella's fault. Belair isn't looking past Carmella. She just going to run through her. So we get Carmella versus Bianca Belair. As Belair is on the apron, Carmella attacks her from behind. Carmella tosses Belair into the ring steps. Belair is clutching her hip. Belair is hurt. After the break, Carmella continues her assault. Carmella ties Belair's hair around the bottom rope. Belair explodes out of the corner and flattens Carmella. Carmella moves out of the way of Belair. Handspring moonsault. Carmella badmouths Belair. Belair hits the kiss of death for the win. The winner of the match, Bianca Belair. After the match, Banks tries a sneak attack. Belair pushes Banks away. Belair tells Banks not today. They will do this at WrestleMania. Alright, so we get a street fight. Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso. This match was good. It says Bryan runs down to the ring. Uso and Bryan tear each other. The two spill to the outside. Edge watches from the commentator desk. Uso sends Bryan into the barricade over and over again. Bryan tries a dive, but Uso holds up a chair. Bryan crashed it head first. Uso wraps a chain around Bryan's leg. Chair around Bryan's leg. Uso dives off the top, but Bryan moves out of the way. Bryan hits Uso with the chair over and over again. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman walk out on the ramp. Heyman is pushing a chair for Reigns to sit in. After the break, Uso sends Bryan head first into a chair. Uso pulls a chain from under the ring. Uso hits Bryan with a chain. Uso tosses Bryan out of the ring. Uso launches Bryan into the ring steps. Uso tries to suplex Bryan off the ring steps. Bryan reverses it and suplexes Uso off the steps. Bryan hits Uso with a chair over and over again. Bryan slams Uso's head into the ring, into the announcer desk. Bryan stares right into Edge's eyes as he pounds Uso's head. Missile drop kick by Bryan. Bryan wraps the chain around arm. Bryan elbows Uso in the head with his chain wrapped arm over and over again. Bryan rolls Uso into the yes lock. Uso taps out. The winner of the match, Daniel Bryan. After the match, Bryan surprised Edge with a running knee. Bryan slams Edge head into the ring post over and over again. Bryan walks up the ramp towards Reigns. Reigns chucks his chair at Bryan. Bryan avoids it and drops Reigns with a running knee on the stage. Bryan locks Reigns in the yes lock. Bryan screams for Reigns to tap out as referees try to get him to release the hold. And SmackDown goes up there. Well, overall, SmackDown was a decent show, but three things that was good. Edge cut a good segment, and Sami Zayn did a red carpet premiere documentary. Was very entertaining. That should have been on Peacock. That way everybody would have been watching it. And then the main event match, street fight, Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso. That match was good. And Tim also called it. If Billy Kay was with Carmella, Tim was the first one to call it. And then we get a segment of Apollo Crews saying that he was going to challenge Big E for the Intercontinental Championship in a Nigerian draw match. I don't know what it means, but I got to accept it for what it is. But overall, SmackDown was a decent show. And that's all I got to say. Well, if you guys enjoy my WWE SmackDown review and highlights, please hit that like button so it helps the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to my channel and turn on post notification every time I upload a video. I'll leave my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok down below in the description. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you guys later.